Hello everybody, Megazard here, and just a few days ago, the Pokemon Company happened to drop a new trailer on their YouTube channel, and they happened to blast it out on all different types of social media over their newest and latest games that are coming out this season, that being Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. And in today's video, I'm going to be discussing all the new information that was revealed in those trailers, some of the stuff that was clearly shown, as well as some of the stuff that wasn't clearly shown, but it was actually revealed more info on their actual website. So I'm going to be going over all the information on that. So I'll be talking about all the new Pokemon that was revealed. I'll be talking about the gym leaders, some of the versions exclusives, and even some new changes that are actually going to be happening to the Pokemon League that we hadn't actually seen within the whole series of Pokemon. So I'm going to be diving into all of that information right now. So go ahead and sit back, relax, and go ahead and get comfortable as we're going to get ready to dive into this new trailer of Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. So the first thing I want to talk about that was showcased in this new trailer is the Pokemon. And we're going to first talk about Alcremie. And Alcremie is a cream Pokemon. Its type is going to be Fairy, and its ability is going to be Sweet Veil. And just here's some quick descriptions over this new Pokemon. Alcremie can produce whipped cream, which becomes richer the happier Alcremie is feeling. Desserts made using this cream are invaluably delicious. So many pastry chefs strive to have an Alcremie as their partner. When attacked by an opponent, Alcremie will throw sweet scented cream to distract them or temporarily blind them, giving itself time to escape. The cream is used for this purpose, has an incredibly powerful and soothing effect, and any opponent that tries to eat their cream will rapidly lose the will to battle. So overall, just kind of looking at the design of Alcremie, I kind of really like it. I mean, I ain't gonna lie though. I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody's kind of thinking this though, but when they look at that Pokemon, they think, oh man, this Pokemon is so sweet. Like, I can literally eat it. Like, this thing looks like a straight up cake to me, just like with the whipped frosting on it and the strawberries. I literally just want to eat it. So I mean, for it to be a fairy type, which honestly, in my opinion, fairy type is not one of my most favorite types as compared to all the other types that we got though. But I will say, for this new design, I'm really digging it. And if I were to have a fairy, I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility. This could be one I could have on my team though. So I really like the design overall for Alcremie. And then moving on to Yamper, we got the puppy Pokemon. This type is going to be electric, and its ability is going to be Ball Fetch. And the description for this one is Yamper has a tendency to be drawn to things that are moving quickly. It can chase after people and Pokemon, or even go charging after vehicles. Yamper has an organ in its body that generates electricity, and this organ is activated when Yamper runs around. Yamper can't store the electricity it generates, so it's often seen running around with electric sparks crackling around it. Now, this new ability is brand new, so this is what it says on this. Yamper's ability, Ball Fetch, is a new ability, and it's introduced in these new titles, and it will come into play when you throw a Pokeball at a wild Pokemon but fail to catch it. As long as Yamper isn't holding an item, it will go fetch the first Pokeball that failed to catch a Pokemon, regardless of what type of Pokeball it is. So if you're in that one case scenario, whenever you're throwing a Master Ball and if for some crazy reason, which I don't know why it would, if it just randomly missed, or maybe some good Ultra Balls, or maybe a good other rare Pokeball that might have cost you quite a bit of money, or might have been harder to find, having this Pokemon be ideally first in your party when you're trying to go out and trying to, complete your Pokedex or trying to find new Pokemon, this Pokemon could actually be really helpful in the sense of just, trying to capture a whole lot of different Pokemon though. But just looking at the design overall, I think a lot of people were kind of excited about this one, with it being like a puppy, because you typically usually have some kind of a form of a dog type of a Pokemon though. But the way how this one looks, it just looks overall, it looks good, it looks cute. I think a lot of fans were going to like this one. Interesting enough, it's actually electric type, so it kind of reminds me of Luxray or Manetric, you know, the Pokemon from, you know, Sinnoh and Hoenn. It kind of reminds me of it a little bit with its like first evolution, and I have a feeling that this one's probably going to be a 3-stager, so this might be only the first stage that we're looking at so far, but overall, we're getting off to a good start with the new designs of these new Pokemon. And now let's move on to the third one, which is Roly-Coly. This one's actually a cold Pokemon, and it's a rock type, and its abilities can be either steam engine or heat proof. And the quick description for this is, its red eye can illuminate dark areas while it uses the lump of coal attached to its body like a wheel to move through coal mines and caves. It seems to be able to travel smoothly even over rough terrain. Until about 100 years ago, every household in the Galar region had a Roly-Coly. The families would use the coal that dropped off its body for cooking and heating their homes. Even in modern day, Roly-Coly is a very popular Pokemon to take for outdoor activities. And there's also a new ability associated with this new Pokemon, and it's Steam Engine. And it's introduced in these titles. And a Pokemon with this ability will get a speed stat boost if it's hit with a fire or water type move during battle. So ideally, not a lot of people are going to probably try to use a fire type move against a rock type Pokemon, but in the case of water, which I think this is the key aspect though, it's going to boost its speed whenever it gets hit by one of its weaknesses, that being the water type move. So I think overall, you can probably use that ability quite well. And for it to be a rock type Pokemon, which you usually think is typically slower, it seems like this Pokemon is actually going to be a little bit faster. And I can easily see this one also having 3 stages as well. And I'm just going to go ahead and say this though, but since Roly-Coly kind of reminds me a lot of Geodude, I would not be upset if Geodude is one of the Pokemon that does not return in this region, because I can fully see good and well Roly-Coly being the replacement for that. So I'm A-okay with that one. But just looking at its design and overall, does this remind me of Geodude, you know, Graveler and everything else though. But overall, I'm not really like the hugest, biggest rock type Pokemon, you know, fan. But this one, I gotta say, the design looks very cool for it. And then moving on to the very last new Pokemon that was revealed for today is, if I can pronounce this right, Duraludon. Duraludon. We'll go with Duraludon for the sake of this video though. But anyway, it's an alloy Pokemon, and it is Steel/Dragon. And its abilities is Light Metal and Heavy Metal. And the quick description for this one is, the metal composing its body is incredibly durable, but also surprisingly light. It only weighs about 88 pounds in total. Thanks to this, Duraludon can move quite quickly in spite of its appearance. Its body is weak to corrosion, however, and is known to rust easily. Duraludon lives in caves and mountain areas. Their 2 arms have slightly different shapes from each other, and they use these to grind down rock surfaces for food. They share their habitat with Tyranitar, and these 2 Pokemon are often seen battling each other in the mountains of the Galar region. So overall, Duraludon, gonna go ahead and say this right now, is one of the coolest ones that they showed off so far. I might be a little biased myself because I really like my dragon types. I just about own every single dragon type Pokemon that ever has been released since Gen 1. So I'm a huge dragon trainer, and just seeing this one, this is the first dragon and steel type we gotten since Dialga. And with Dialga being a legendary, you can't always use them in every single type of battle though. So I'm happy that Duraludon is a thing, where now we have an official regular standard dragon and steel type though. But overall, just looking at the design of its body, it looks extremely cool. And I'm just thoroughly impressed with the design on this one though. And it kind of does remind you of Tyranitar a little bit. It's kind of body physique, just kind of like standing up tall a little bit. And I will say this, back in April, Core actually ran a competition for the most powerful steel type moves name, and a couple of days ago they actually announced the winner. And the move known by Duraludon is known in Japan as roughly Exhaustive Beam, or do or die resistance. This name is a pun based on two different Japanese phrases with the word behind it including the words iron and beam, as well as the phrase do or die resistance, making an exact translation tricky. This move is a steel type move special with 140 base power and will do recoil of 50% of the user's HP. So just knowing that the steel and dragon type Pokemon Duraludon is going to have one of the strongest steel type moves that's ever known to be within the Pokemon games is actually a really cool. And it's actually tied up there with one other move that's tied up there for a power of 140 base power, and that being Doom Desire. However, the difference is with this one where you actually get recoil damage for this brand new move as compared to Doom Desire, which is an older move that had the same type power as it, is Doom Desire actually, you use the move, but it took 2 turns afterward until that move actually hit, as compared to with this brand new move, it'll be instantaneous when you use the move. However, you do 50% of the recoil damage back upon yourself though. But overall, I am very impressed with Duraludon, its design, and some of the makeup behind it, and some of the moves that it can potentially learn. And as long as this Pokemon is not found deeply into the Galar region, like several gyms back, if I can moderately get him like midway in the game, I'm definitely going to try to find a way to make this Pokemon as part of my team. So he's already a team candidate in my opinion. And then that is all for our new Pokemon that was newly announced. So then moving on to the gym leaders, we got introduced to 2 new gym leaders, that being Bea as well as Alistair. But let's start off with Bea though. Bea is a prodigy in Galar Karate, carrying on its century-old traditions and techniques. She's also an expert on fighting type Pokemon, and she's known for her stoicism and very rarely shows her emotions. It seems her battle style remains very precise even when she's backed into a corner. And just a quick thing to note with Bea is a fighting type gym leader. However, she is going to be an exclusive gym leader for Pokemon Sword. So within Pokemon Sword, you're going to actually be able to face Bea. However, in Pokemon Shield, you actually get to face Alistair. And Alistair is a talented trainer of Ghost-type Pokemon who has taken on the mantle of the Ghost-type gym leader at a young age. He is extremely shy and fearful, and he always hides his face with a mask when around other people. He rarely makes public appearances and apparently spends most of his time around ruins or in cemeteries. So just quickly jumping back to Bea real quick. Overall, I am really impressed by her design. Okay, let's just be real. It feels like every single new feminine female character that they're dropping out, that Pokemon's dropping out, everybody's applying that Rule 34 to every single one. And I'm just like, what the heck? And all of the designs for them is really clean. The fan art that are coming from basically anything from the Pokemon or the characters are all clean though. But recently, whenever you look back at Sonya, or you look now at Bea, or even the previous Water Gym leader that was revealed, man, some of that artwork has been so good. And I've just blessed those artists that actually work on all of that stuff though. But Bea overall, I'm thoroughly impressed with her design. And I'm glad I actually chose Pokemon Sword. Whenever they first revealed Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield, I'm glad I chose Sword because now I'll be able to see Bea within my game though. But then just quickly talking about Alistair, it's pretty cool how we get another new Ghost-type gym leader though. And I will say that the design of him, especially when you're looking at his face, it's kind of funny how closely he resembles an actual Shy Guy from the Mario series. So it's kind of weird, kind of seeing, the Mario kind of side of the universe actually being influenced into the Pokemon side, because you can't look at the front of that face and not tell me that he looks basically the same as a Shy Guy. That's basically the whole vibe I'm getting on him. And speaking of versions and exclusives, we actually got our first new look at some of the new Pokemon that are actually going to be within Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield that will be different from the corresponding version. And in Pokemon Sword, you'll get Pokemon such as Dino and Jamongo, who only appeared in Pokemon Sword, while in Pokemon Shield, you'll get Pokemon such as Larvitar and Goomy. So looking at these Pokemon real quick, I'm glad, because I just said this earlier, I'm a huge Dragon-type person. Hey, that's 3 more confirmed Dragon families that are going to be actually in Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. So I'm relieved for that. Unfortunately, I'm getting sore, so I won't be able to actually catch Gumi, but whenever Pokemon Home drops its service for these games in the year 2020, I'll just be able to transfer in my Pokemon Gudra as well as my Tyranitar as well for that whole Larvitar family though. But overall, just looking at the fact that not all the Pokemon are going to be in the games, from, you know, with the whole National Deck incidents and everything else, I'm thinking between these two versions, they're probably going to have the most different regional exclusives between these two different versions of the games, due to the fact that they're not going to be able to stick every single Pokemon in the game. But that's just my kind of theory and hypothesis that I'm kind of going with right now though. And then moving on to the newest gimmick that was on top of Dynamaxing, that kind of actually caught me by surprise, but was actually guessed right from some of these leaks / rumors, whatever you want to call them, that were actually floating around though. But this newest gimmick is called Gigantamaxing, and it changes the Pokemon size and appearance. This strange phenomenon known as Dynamaxing can only occur in specific areas of the Galar region. While Dynamaxing seems to be a phenomenon common to the Pokemon from Galar, it's been discovered that there's a special phenomenon known as Gigantamaxing too. Only certain species of Pokemon can Gigantamax, and even among such species, only rare specimens will be able to Gigantamax. The majority will keep their usual appearances when they Dynamax. Gigantamax Pokemon become bigger, and just like normal Dynamaxing, Gigantamaxing boosts the whole power of the Pokemon. It also allows each Gigantamax Pokemon to use a unique move known as a G-Max move. Each G-Max move, in particular to a specific species of Gigantamax Pokemon, and regular Dynamax Pokemon can't use G-Max moves at all. Regular Dreadnought and Corviknight can Dynamax, but there are some special members of these species that can Gigantamax. You can catch Gigantamax Pokemon for your team by participating in max raid battles, but it seems they're very rare. Finding one won't be easy. So overall, just looking at Gigantamax and then comparing it to Dynamaxing, it seems like to me, the way how they worded this is, Dynamaxing can be done by any Pokemon in Galar. As long as that Pokemon is found in Galar and is registered within their Pokedex, I'm pretty sure every Pokemon should be able to Dynamax. So that's the standard base. But the one-up plus on Dynamaxing is Gigantamaxing, where I think it's going to be a little bit rarer for you to find an actual Pokemon that can actually Gigantamax. And I don't think it's going to be rare as like finding a shiny rare, but I don't think it's going to be as common as just finding any other standard Pokemon. So it's going to be somewhere in between, maybe a little bit on the lower side though. But trying to find a Pokemon that can Gigantamax it might be a little bit tricky, but we don't know exactly the full, in-depth of how that actually will work though. And it seems like it'll only work with certain specific species of Pokemon. So we might, both of those Pokemon, Dreadnought and Corviknight, can Dynamax. But it seems like, every now and then you might find that one rare Pokemon in the wild that can actually Gigantamax. Maybe there will be like a little symbol on it or something like that though. But they also said that you can find Gigantamax Pokemon, you can actually catch them through max raid battles. So that's probably the best way to find a Gigantamax Pokemon, is through the max raid battles that we're actually going to be able to do within the wild area. So that's going to cause a lot of people to actually put a lot of time and focus within the wild areas though. But overall, Gigantamaxing with the new G-Max moves as well, I feel like that's a mixture. They're trying to combine Mega Evolution with the size and kind of changing the overall stat boost with also Z moves. And I think the Z moves actually got replaced with the G-Max moves with the new gimmick Gigantamaxing though. That's just my overall thoughts over that topic. And then the very last thing I want to discuss for today is the new changes that are actually happening within the Pokemon League. And this is how the whole format is going to work for the new league. Here in Galar region, where Pokemon battles are big entertainment, the region's Pokemon League hold tournaments to decide the next champion. Yes, they mention tournaments, not a traditional Elite Four and then champion, but no, they actually mention a tournament. Similar to how in the anime we actually have, Ash going through the show and actually competing in a Pokemon League tournament in order to try to become the champion. So you'll have to compete with your rivals and challenge the gym leaders of the region for your chance to take part in this tournament too. The Gym Challenge is a true celebration of Pokemon battling. Participating trainers strive to collect all 8 gym badges, and only Pokemon trainers who have endorsed by specific people such as gym leaders can join in. You and your rival Hop will receive your letters of endorsement from Champion Leon himself, kicking off your journey to challenge the gyms of the region. And once a year in the Galar region, a series of Pokemon battles are held with the League Championships on the line. This is a Champion Cup. The Champion Cup is the tournament to decide who will be able to challenge the reigning champion for their seat. Exemplary trainers throughout the region, such as those who successfully complete the Gym Challenge, are allowed to participate in the Champion Cup tournament. The Champion Cup battles are broadcast on TV, and all people of the Galar region will be watching. So, no matter of fact that the Pokemon Company is actually switching this up, and we're not having our traditional beat all 8 gym leaders, challenge the Elite Four, challenge the champion, and they're actually taking some elements from the actual Pokemon anime, and it's going to feel more like the anime in the sense where we go through all of these gym challenges with the 8 gym leaders, and we're actually going to do an actual tournament to actually challenge the champion. I actually kind of really digging this new setup though, and it will be a little disappointing not to potentially have the Elite Four members. Maybe they might find a way to squeeze them in some way, shape, or fashion. Maybe there might be like an Elite Four people that might have, beat the tournament and are kind of reigning underneath the champion. Maybe they can squeeze them in somehow, some way though. But for essentially what we have right now though, you go through, you beat all the 8 gym leaders, and you're actually trying to participate in this Champion Cup. And I believe with the way how big they're kind of promoting this, and the way how, the arena looks and everything like that, this might be that area that's actually at the very north part of the Galar region map, and maybe that's where the Champion Cup is actually being held at, where we'll go through the tournament, try to beat every single body, and then try to challenge Leon for his seat. And this dude has an undefeated streak ever since he started the Gym Challenge, and then eventually made his way up to being champion. This dude has not been defeated once, and that's why all the audiences and all the people that are sponsoring him, as you see all those sponsors on the back of his cape, that's why everybody's been rooting for him. But we all know as we go throughout this game, and by the time we actually meet Leon in the Champion Cup, we all know that we're about to end this man's whole career. And overall, I'm just thoroughly impressed with all the shakeup and all the new stuff that they actually been revealing about the game so far. And I kind of been wanting a new shakeup like this, and I hadn't felt this good about a Pokemon game since Black and White, as well as Black 2 and White 2 with those sequels. But overall, I'm thoroughly impressed and just really looking forward to whenever that day comes, whenever Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield actually drop this holiday season. So let me know down in the comment section below, what do y'all think about this new video that showcased some of this new information on Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield? Did it excite you? Did it disappoint you with some things that were revealed? Or did it leave you with more questions than answers with the potential direction that they actually could take this game in terms of the plot line and overall how your journey actually will be for the newest generation of Pokemon? So if you like this video, go ahead and smash that like button for me. And if you are actually new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, where I'll cover on all things gaming, such as Pokemon related news or anything Nintendo related news, as well as anything anime related that I'm actually reviewing right now, which is Fire Force and Dr. Stone as well, and anything else I feel like talking about or discussing. So until whatever video I make next, see ya!